about something very serious right now. We're giggling, but it's actually very serious. Kenny Bodanis, our favorite parenting blogger from mengetpregnant2.com, is joining us on the BT couch. Kenny?
Yes, well, you know what? It's good that we are giggling because that's part of the point is people need to stop giggling.
Okay. Again, the disclaimer, if you've got some kids in the room, they can watch.
It'll be clean but clinical. Clean
but clinical, yes. Or you can just say maybe this is not for them right now, because we're talking about vasectomies. There's nothing wrong with getting a vasectomy. Let's talk a little bit about why you chose, like, what brought you to make this decision in your life?
Well, we didn't want any more children.
There you go. Time to close up shop.
We started later in life, and we had a lovely boy, a lovely girl, and we thought, you know what, okay, we're 100% sure we don't want any more. So went and talked to the GP, who referred me to a urologist, and said, well, if you're sure, then that's fine, and off we go.
Well, because what's very interesting here is, you know, in the meeting when we were discussing this yesterday, I thought, oh, well, it's easier for the man to get the vasectomy because it's reversible, whereas when the woman gets the procedure, it's not reversible. But turns out that it's not always reversible for men, this vasectomy.
Well, put it this way, is after having gone through the procedure, it was uncomfortable enough that if I did want another child, I'd look to adopt or build one out of papier-mâché and not choose to go through a reversal.
That's okay, but we may be scaring men. We're scaring men right now.
No. But that's the whole point of the conversation. Is I talk a lot to men and to women about how pregnancy and childbirth for women is sort of like a trump card, from which men are afraid to complain about the pains they have or discomfort or you know, any emotional issues they have, because often they get told you haven't given birth, and whatever you're going through doesn't compare. This is an issue whereas you did not have to give birth once or twice or 3 times, and this is a drop in the bucket. Okay. So rather than put it on the woman's plate to say, well, you know, there's the pill, and there's the IUD, and there's getting your tubes tied, this is 20 minutes. I drove myself to it. I drove myself home from it.
So you're saying that's kind of like a man's contribution to, like, after the woman's done all of that, then you can then say, okay, well, I'll shut down the factory, if you will, on my end.
It is the easiest, most reliable method, and
okay. Well, we have to get to that, because you just said easy, but you also said that it's a painful procedure. And part of this interview is that we're going to talk about les vraies affaires. Like, let's talk about it right now.
100%.
So it is not a walk in the park. You are not completely under anesthesia.
No,
it's local
it's a local anesthetic. I drove myself. I went alone. I drove myself to the procedure. It was about 20 minutes long. There's a certain amount of pain involved. It was pretty uncomfortable.
Like, you know how doctors always say from 1 to 10? How much was it?
I'd give it an 8.
An 8? Ooh, that's up there. Okay.
But it was a 15 to 20 minute 8. It wasn't a 24-hour in labor 8. It wasn't a cesarean section 8. Yeah. And after that is you take your Tylenol, and I made a day of it. My wife was nice enough to, the kids were gone from the house. I had my brother. You made a day of it?
Yeah. This was your vasectomy
It's like a spa day. It's like the male spa day. It's the new massage, the vasectomy. But my brother and my friend came over. We rented movies. I sat, they barbecued for me. And, you know, within, you're sort of limping around for a couple of days, and then after that you're not lifting anything heavy for a week, which in and of itself is worth it.
It's a break.
And then you're done.
Okay, so we want to, again, remind everyone at home that consult your physician, have this conversation with your doctor as well. But, you know, like, it is very interesting that you come onto the show and you called it like it is. It is not comfortable, but it's temporary.
That's it. It's 20 minutes of uncomfortable.
And I really like the perspective that you're saying, well, okay, well, my wife, my girlfriend has done all this.
Absolutely.
And so I can take this on.
Especially if she's at all reticent. I mean, it's up to the couple to choose. And if the woman says, look, I've been on the pill for some other reason, then that's fine with me. Yeah. Or I'm doing this and that. And if you're happy, great. Yes. But if you're not happy, and if she's reticent, I think this is it's a clear decision.
Kenny Bodanis, I will always remember that you called the vasectomy the new male spa day.
Yeah, it's massage.
Again, Men Get Pregnant too. Kenny Bodanis, favorite parenting blogger right here. Thank you for joining us. So much more to come. You're watching Breakfast Television right here on City.